This week on Rockstar Superhero. I spoke to Nic Dumais, the bass player from French-Canadian metal band Spei, and I have to admit I was in awe. As you can imagine, being French-Canadian and specifically from Quebec, the French language is what you speak, and learning English, let alone speaking it with any level of confidence, is really highly frowned upon. But Nic overcame his fear and jumped right into our conversation, and it lasted a lot longer than the 15 minutes he'd initially prepared for, psychologically or not. He did a great job. If anything, please honor Nic's commitment to this interview and go out and buy their new album, Sequentis, let alone the fact that it's a groovy, crushing, progressive metal masterpiece. Don't let the fact that you might not know the name of the band stop you either. This happens all over the world, every day, with bands that you can't believe they don't know about. Don't get caught in the echo chamber of your musical culture. There are just too many great bands, but I'm pretty sure it's your duty to support this great group of musicians. So this is my interview with Nic Dumais from Spei on the Rockstar Superhero Podcast. To our listeners who don't know why I'm talking a little slower today, it's because Nic is very cool and speaks French, and I don't, and so we need to go slow for me. So, so thanks again, Nic, for being here. It's a real honor to host you. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah. We'll get to the new album in a second, but I really wanted to talk about rhythm with your band. I'm a drummer,
Okay.
and so being a drummer, I love texture, I love rhythm, I love arrangement. Those are the things that are really important, and they are interesting to me. I love something that is complex but grooves, and that's what Spei does. You have something that's very intense, very groovy, but it has a technical backbone to it. And again, your music has the one thing that music for me has to have, which is that feeling, right? So if I could ask you, would you explain what the musical approach of the band is for our listeners?
We have a different, for example, for me, I'm the bassman and I love prog, and also band like Dave Matthews Band. I love jazz, fusion jazz.
Yeah.
So when we write music, we have influence and very a lot of influence. Not only just we love death metal and we listen only death metal. We love death metal. We love metalcore. But a good song is a good song.
Yes.
In every style of music. So when we write music, I love, for example, one of our songs is in 3/4. It's the way the reason why I choose 3/4 is only why not. I want you to do something different. 3/4 is different. We try to get a metal song in 3/4.
Yeah.
So our way to writing music is we try to do some challenge to have challenge, technical challenge, but we really want to know, really want to people to dance. Have something to, when you listen it to, you want to jump around, do something, but not only stick to our. We want to play metalcore, only metalcore. We have to explore and mix some kind of style into our music.
Yes. No, I understand. I worked with a producer years ago who said, if the music doesn't bounce, if you don't have a natural feeling of bouncing, it's not okay. And and that goes for all styles of music, right? It could be metal, it could be country, it could be punk, but there's always a gravity-based tempo that happens with music, because
Absolutely.
that's what we want as listeners. We want to bounce with the music. So I am grateful that you guys have the skills to play all the notes, but you don't. You save a few.
Yeah, and in this album, for me, my bass playing, I try to do something easier to play. Just do the thing right, not showing off my skills. Not I usually play with a 6-string bass, and for this album it is 5-string bass. Easy,
Yeah.
more easy, more. But the important thing is the song have to, like you said, bounce. The song has to, you have to headbang. You listen it, and yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's what we want for this album. Maybe
You have it.
next one we want something prog with a lot of tempo changing and a lot of notes. But this one is, you want to do something that headbangs everyone. You listen to the show, the album, and you headbang.
Yeah.
All the show.
Yes. Well, I am always afraid to compare any band to any other band, right? You can be influenced by many things, but you are going to sound like Nova Spei, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But when I first heard, is it pronounced Assez? A-S-S-E-Z?
Yeah,
Assez? Okay. It reminded me of Symphony X and Pantera. Like they had a baby. It's really, really heavy. But there's this orchestral symphonic thing that happens into it, and that's just perfect for me. That is literally the kind of music I love. I'm very envious of your drummer. I wish I was in your band. I love the sound so much. So if I may, I understand the name of the band, Nova Spei, means New Hope.
New Hope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the band trying to say with that name?
When the band was found, we all play music in the 90s and 2003, and we stopped. I stopped music for my studies in engineering. So everyone, and we worked. After all, we try to do something new. We have a spirit to redo the things that we want when we were young. Yeah. So when I'm 18 and 20, I want to be in a metal band and do show. That's why I do at 40.
Yeah. Congratulations, that's awesome.
So the name come with this thinking after 2 members, the first drummer and our rhythm guitar found the band, with the Nova Spei name, and I play music with the singer, and we meet us together, and we decide to keep Nova Spei and continue with this name.
Wow. That's so cool. So have you been, so the band has gone through a few drummers?
Yeah, 5.
Oh, wow. Wow. So do you have a stable drummer right now, or do you have a session drummer?
For the album, Jordan Kiefer, a drummer in France, do the part, and we the challenge is would be to found a drummer in Quebec that could play this kind of rhythm, and we found Julien. So he did really well. We have 2 show. We played 2 show in past weeks, and this was perfect. Now, so I think now we were stable. Nice. I wish.
Good. I hope so. But just if the drummer, He goes away. You can call me. I have a beard and everything. Oh man, I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. So the band really has been sort of in its current incarnation since recently with the new drummer. But the band has really been around about 7 years, so to speak.
Is Nova Spei started in 2012.
Okay.
Me and the singer, we joined Nova Spei in 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, 2015.
Okay.
And we have two guitarists solo, and now we're stable with Stefan. With the five member now, we're really good team spirit.
Yeah, that's good.
Thing we didn't have since the beginning of the band, but now we're really happy to have the team spirit that we need to be in a metal band. You need to have this. You need to be friends before member in the band. Just member. Friendship is probably the things that we to writing music. We have to be friend to be able to say this is not good, this is bad, this is really good, and no one be hurt.
Yeah. So true. As I say a lot, being in a band is like being married to more than one person at the same time. It is a very big commitment. Very hard. Yes. Let's talk about Sequentis, since that's why we're here. The album came out a few days ago, and I'm sure it's very exciting to finally get this new release out. I had heard, because it's been about 4 years since the last album, if I'm correct on that.
Yeah.
Did the pandemic slow down the release or the writing, or why so long?
We were ready to in 2020. We were ready to record it. Almost ready, but most of the song were ready. Most of the lyrics were already right. So we were ready to go in studio, but the pandemic, the COVID caused a delay first, and after that we lost the fourth drummer we have, because the COVID is really tough on not only on the health, but in the head, and some people have difficult to deal with the fact that we have to stay home, and I think Ghislain, that would be really hard for him, and so we have to split our ways, but we keep it as a friend, no problem, but we have to split. So we have a decision to make. What we do? Do we try to find a new drummer and restart all the process? Do we try to do we use a drum machine, or found a drummer that could record it at his own studio and go with this drummer? And I know a band called Black Russian. Is the guitarist is the guy that record our album and mix, Anthony Choniard, a French guy, and his drummer is Jordan Kiefer. And I really like it. Jordan is a kind of drummer. He could play reggae and metal, death. He could play a lot of style, and that's what we love for a drummer. He could change something. He could bring something new to the song. And so we asked him if you want to be on the album, and he sent a track. The first track the first track will be was Assez, enough, if I could translate.
Wow.
And he sent us, and wow, that's the drummer we need.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
The drum is not only there's something some notes that difference something sounds. You could feel the influence of sometimes reggae, sometimes some. Is a professional, so
yes,
do something really special, and that's what we love with this album. The drum has changed everything.
Yeah. Well, again, it's very exciting to listen to. You can always tell. I mean, you can't always tell nowadays because some drum programming is done so well that you would never know right until you sit down and watch a band live and you say, "Oh, I figured it out." But that guy has chops, and it feels really human. But you can tell he really has a fingerprint. He has a specific way he plays, and you can also tell. I think anyway. I feel like he's influenced by Vinnie Paul. That's why I brought up the Pantera thing, because it sounds like, and maybe I'm wrong, but it reminds me of Vinnie's style of playing, if that makes sense. Yeah. And that's not a bad thing. I hope that doesn't offend you, because I think that's awesome.
No. Pantera is one of the band why I play music. Because when I first listened, Pantera is wow. Yeah. Metallica was the band who introduced me in the metal music, but when I listened Pantera, I thought, oh shit.
Yeah, something so different, so groovy, and so heavy, and so pissed off, so mad. This new album, if can I give a thought about how it translates for me?
No. Yeah.
Okay. Of course, I don't speak French, or I can say "Je m'appelle Robert," right? I have very, very, very few phrases I can say, but so I can't necessarily understand what you're trying to say. I have to look the lyrics up and translate them. But when I did that, and then I listened to the album, my takeaway was the album seems to be about becoming trapped by technology and laziness, or the idea that we deserve our lives to be easier, that we are being tricked by money and consumerism, and that people are lost, and that they're lonely. And I don't know if I'm correct, and I'm not trying to be right, but I wonder if the album is about being addicted to having things easy and not the truth, if that makes sense.
It makes sense. Yes. The every song is a little bit different, but with this album, we try to people, when they listen lyrics, and I have to change. I want to change something. I want to be more, for example, be more with people. Not only on the other internet is good. But I have to be with people. I have to think by myself. In Quebec, something is difficult for a lot of people in Quebec to be to think by themselves, not to have the government say, do this. Okay, I will do this, and take their own decision. There's a song I've write. Usually is the singer who write the song, but there's one I write, and I would try to do. There are some girls who have a boyfriend and try to change it, but their boyfriend is a bad boy, really, really bad, and they try to change it. No, wake up and go away and change your life. We try to have lyrics that people listen and say, okay, I will change something.
Yeah, that's very smart. And I like that you have this perspective, because you're not just you're not just doing what a lot of bands in metal, they say, they want you to believe a certain thing that they believe, or they are just angry about everything, and they're using the music as catharsis, as a way to get it out of their system. And it seems to me that Nova Spei is taking that music and these thoughts and these ideas and trying to communicate how we can do better.
Yeah, and we try to do something positive.
Yeah.
Not only that's as bad and break everything. No,
right.
Change something, be positive. You could do it. So when we write the lyrics, we don't want to have the lyrics that I'm sad and I'm only in my corner, and no. Be positive, be something you're able to do. In fact, for example, Assez is the song said that is enough.
Mm-hmm.
Is enough to believe people say something, and this guy said something to us and he didn't do it. Is essentially is the environmental problem, because for example, there's a guy in Quebec, and he said, sign it, do something, okay, but when it's time to do it, he doesn't do it. The important thing is do what you say.
Yes.
The message is do what you say, and if this guy doesn't do what you say, don't believe him. Think by yourself and take it and be sure that everything you do is to be better.
Right. You have a song on the album called, and this is going to be my English speaking, so please say it in French. You have a song called Generation Perdue, which I imagine is like Generation...
The lost generation.
Yes, the lost generation. And I'm 55 years old, and I think about my generation, Generation X.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm older than you, but I guess technically you're in Generation X too, right?
I'm 40, so
yeah. So we grew up where we had television shows from the 1950s on TV, and yet we also stepped into this new world with smartphones and flat screen televisions and computers that are mobile. We grew up with paper routes, but now we have Amazon.com, right? It's what makes the world different. But I mean, doesn't every generation have a lost generation compared to theirs? Because the new ones seem completely lost, and I feel like I'm the one who got the last good one, if that makes sense.
This song is especially for the Generation X, because we have the I will talk for the people in Quebec, but I'm thinking is probably the same thing everywhere. There's the baby boomers, a lot of people, and now they're old, and I don't know.
It's okay.
They go to the hospital and they are really sick sometime, and okay, that we have to be sure that they can be in good health. And there's the Generation X will know a few people, and after that we have the millennials, and there's more than the X generation, and we have to pay for everything, and we think it's probably the difficult for us than for them. So we write this song to say that we are the lost generation. We are. They lost us. They forget us now. But now it's time to change something. But they forget us, and now we're back, and we have to change things, and we have to be more with people. We have to be to take millennials and take baby boomers and be together and be a better generation. But it's like we are lost and we are forgotten. Mm-hmm. They forget us, and now we have to do something.
Yes, they forget us, but now we're in charge.
Yeah,
they have to deal with us now.
For a few years back, we forgotten, but now we can do the decision, but we have to do it. Yeah. In Quebec, some people have the difficulty to do it now. Yeah. Not only say that they forgot us. No, do it. Now it's time to do it.
Yeah, this is actually one of the things we deal with in America. I don't know what it's like for the government in Canada. I mean, outside of what I see on the news, but in America, of course, our president, he's 80 years old. You know what I mean? So he's out of touch with, and I'm not against him. I'm not for him. I'm not for anything. I just want people to be cared for and led. But when you have somebody who represents a very, very small minority, and it was a different kind of minority when Trump was in office, there's always a minority that's being representative instead of the people. Is it like that in Canada as well? Is it just a few people being represented and everybody else is saying, what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. Because, for example, our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, was elected by 30% of the population.
Yeah, wow.
70% don't like him.
Wow.
So, but he was in charge. And he's from our generation. He's a Generation X guy, but he don't think as a Generation X. He think as a baby boomer, something. He think as a millennials, but we really don't know what he think. But people elect him because he look good.
Yes, and he has the Trudeau name. He comes from a line. It's almost like re-electing a king. You get the same voice, just in a different generation, but it's the same general social or cultural perspective.
Yeah, and this is the thing that would difficult for us. We pay half what we have the money for the government, so we need something in back. But there's our Generation X don't take in charge the things. They let old baby boomers do all the old stuff, and some millennials do all the new stuff. But we have to, as a Generation X, last generation, to do something more.
Yeah. That's so good. I'm so happy to hear this. How is the album being received? I know it just came out, but what are critics saying? What are people like me saying about it?
If I compare it to the first album, is really next level. The first album was, I don't know, some people think is good, some people bad, but this one is probably every people love some songs, and some people love all the songs, but there's always something positive. So something. This album is good. We've done a pre-sale for the CD and the vinyl, and we sold we thought sold something like 100, but we sold 3 times what we think. So for now, people in show they really they are enthusiastic. They headbangs and there's a next past Friday we have a show in our hometown, and there's a trashman. We don't have the right to do it in Canada, but people took it.
Nice.
For one night is like we don't have COVID in Quebec. Everyone remove their mask and do like we do in 2018.
Yeah.
So the we know that we have a good album.
Yes.
We know it, but now the people said to us that we have a good one, and it's really the thing we appreciate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's worth appreciating on our side too. It's a really really good record. Before I let you go, I wanted to ask something that I'm sure you hear a lot, and maybe it's a sore subject. But being a French-speaking band, trying to get your music and your marketing out into the world, I imagine it's tough. Because there are obviously so many languages in the world. It seems to me that if you're a metal band, it's almost required to speak English or maybe Norwegian or Swedish or German, like one of the sort of where the big markets are for metal. And I'm wondering, has that been hard for you as a French-speaking band? Because obviously you care about visibility.
Mhm. It's not that difficult. First, we were raised with band in Quebec in '90s that play metal and speak French.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've been like Anonymous, Bar. Some of the band that we really like was when we were young, and something natural to use French. When we start Nova Spei and we decide we will do in French, there's three things that we consider. First is you can hear my accent is also the same accent in English when if I sing. So there's a problem with this. There's a problem with the when you're French, you write in French, and it's easy to give the idea to what that we want to write. If we translate it, it's not as easy that write in French and sing in French. And the third one was a little band called Rammstein.
I was gonna say that's the one. Yep.
They do something in German and it's good.
Yes.
I have another example. Angra is a band, a Spanish band. It's good.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said earlier, a good song is a good song, no matter what language you use. A good song is a good song. So we decide to use French if a band have a keyboard in his rig. There's a keyboard. Why you choose keyboard? Because we like it.
Yes.
Okay. I think the language you use is like you choose an instrument instead of another one. Why you choose keyboard instead of a saxophone? Because keyboard is I love more keyboards than saxophone. Good, that's what you choose. And this is our fourth or fifth interview in US. I wish sometime maybe one day we go to do a show in US. I travel a lot in Virginia. I love Virginia Beach. Is the place I want to live in my.
I used to live there.
Really?
Yeah, Virginia Beach. Yep.
And there's a little bar.
The Jewish Mother.
No, they serve seafood, and the first floor and the second floor is a bar. And I see some bands there, and I said, one day I want to be here and play music in French. Probably in front of 2 or 3 people, but
it's okay.
Maybe one day we could do it, but I think people in US are more open with this than other people in Canada.
Yeah.
Often when I travel in the US and my English is not as well as I wish, but people try to understand me, and we could have a conversation like what we do. But in Ontario, it's more difficult than that. I was in
Yeah.
Toronto next past month, and it's difficult.
Interesting. Yeah. In America, I mean, clearly we have so many cultures and languages that we're all kind of used to saying, what? Okay. And trying to figure it out because it's just part of what we do. We kind of have to because everybody has an accent and everybody's, sounds different. And even in the States, you have my accent from the Northwest, and then you have the Southern accent, the Texas accent, the New England accent. It's all so different. So yeah, it's true. I guess to end this, I would say that you're correct that music is the only thing when you get down to it. Does the music speak to you? It doesn't. It doesn't. I'm not saying that the lyrics aren't important, but as a drummer, for example, I care. As I told you at the very beginning of this, I care about what's happening in the song. I care about the melodies and the rhythm and the feel of the song. The lyrics are important, but they are very much secondary. So if I don't understand them, like Rammstein, I don't understand what he's singing about. And actually, I don't care because the music is so awesome. And the show is so awesome, right? So I think that's a key for you guys. You just keep doing what you're doing, and people will fall in love with you because it's really special, Nic. And I'm just, like I said in the beginning, I'm so honored. But I love what you guys are doing. And if you go to Virginia Beach, I will fly there and I will meet you at the bar, and maybe we can have some blue crab together. Okay.
Past 2 years, me and my family, we didn't go to Virginia Beach because of the COVID, but we missed it. We missed it really much. I think it's one of the better places in the world.
Yeah.
I travel a lot, but before I was in Virginia Beach, the better place in the world was Vancouver, but I changed my mind with Virginia Beach because of the temperatures.
Yeah. Vancouver's a little more dismal and a lot wetter. Well, a different kind of wet, a cold wet, where Virginia Beach in the summer's hot thunderstorm wet.
But Vancouver is not cold compared to Quebec.
Well, that's
minus 40 Celsius.
Oh my God! So then I have to ask. Is the band actually from Montreal or from like Laurentide or where?
The drummer come from Quebec, the city, and the solo guitar come from Montreal, and 3 other members called a little city between. It's called Trois-Rivières, Three River, and is between. So we travel a lot to practice. The practice room is in my office, just on the other side, and we practice in Trois-Rivières.
Oh, well, that's so cool. Well, let's stay in touch. I can't wait for people to hear more about this band. Congratulations on the new release, and because I can't show off, I'll just say merci, but merci. Thank you so much. And until we meet, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.